So let's go ahead and start up. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and start up the LC500. Like I said, with the shifter, the little stubby shifter, you got to push it to the left and then down. You press a button to put it in park. So I'm right here at the Resorts World parking garage. That's where I'm staying on this trip. Resorts World is pretty cool. Not a whole lot I can say about it. I haven't stayed at the Hilton portion before. We've stayed at the Conrad. This time we're at the Croxford. And I mean, Croxford is cool. I don't really know I haven't been able to tell what the difference is between the brands, to be honest. Like I felt like the Conrad was pretty dope. You know, my favorite hotel in Vegas is actually Encore, though. Cosmopolitan is cool if your main purpose in Vegas is to go like clubbing or being in the mix. You know, you can't go wrong with the Cosmopolitan. Now, sometimes they be proud of the rates of the Cosmopolitan, but you know what I'm saying. So like this car, you can tell how quiet this is. Like this is not a sports car, y'all. You know, it's a coupe. It's a Grand Touring coupe. It's actually a pretty decent sized car for what it is, but it's very, very comfortable. Like if I compare this to my to the Scat Pack, even though I upgraded the leather and all that, the Scat Pack seats were still kind of hard. They weren't plush. Like you kind of sat on top of them and slid around, you know. So that part wasn't the best, but you know, you have to be aware of what you're getting when you get into whatever car you're getting. So that's why I want to make this video, because this car isn't about racing people. This car isn't about anything but cruising and call yourself looking good if you like the way it looks. I actually really do like the way it looks. I strongly considered getting one of these. The only reason why I didn't is that, you know, at the end of the day, I like a more harder edge performance car. And if this car had like a legitimate F Sport version that wasn't just a handling package, because I don't think it needs to handle any different than what it does, but if it had a legitimate F Sport package with maybe 550 horsepower, or maybe, I don't know. I mean, if they made a legitimate LCF, then that could make 600 horsepower. Now that would be fun. That would be pretty cool. If this car had 600 horsepower, then that would be the right amount of power to really have a good time. You know, I could see this being something along the lines of what let's say Jaguar should have made. You know, this is the type of car that Jaguar could make well. They've kind of fallen by the wayside. You know, but overall, I think that this is a very competent package. Overall, it's a very competent package. You know, it's dope. It's dope. Like, I like this car. Like, it drives well. It's smooth. The handling is tight. Like Toyota and Lexus really do a good job on their products. I can't say it better than that, man. I think that it's an exceptional vehicle. If you want a nice, stylish coupe to step out in or whatever, then this is it. If I had this car, I probably would have it spec'd just like this. I'd go ahead and do the Miami blue style wrap on it, and with this red interior. And then, like, I even noticed as I was doing the video here for you guys, I was looking at the wrap job is actually really good. You know, dude went ahead and put the black trim in. He wrapped some of the elements in black. It's great, man. Like, this has been cool. Let's see what we rolling up here on the light. Let's see what people do if they're gonna look at this car. I know driving down the strip last night, folks were just going crazy. Oh, look at this guy, look at this guy, look at that. pretty cool. Now, a word about Turo. What I'll say about that, here in Vegas, I think that Turo is your best bet to rent a car. First of all, I'm a big proponent of renting a car in Vegas. A lot of people like to Uber and drive everywhere. You know, if you plan on getting like super wasted and all that kind of stuff, then yeah, maybe Uber is the way to go. But for the most part, parking in Vegas is free for the most part. Just, you know, valet parking for the most part is free. I know in Paris is not free, but it just goes by tips. So it's something to be said. It's pretty easy. And if you know how to get around Vegas, you don't have to be in gridlock strip traffic unless you're just trying to stunt. Like if you're in a car like this, why not? That's part of the reason why you rent it, you know. But renting a car here in Vegas from the airport is actually a pain, because the rental car center at what is it, Harry Reid International Airport is no longer McCarran, because you know McCarran was a big time racist type, so they had to change the name. So at Reid International, the rental car center is far away. Like if you land, let's say at 8 o'clock at night, you might not pick up the rental car until 9:30, 9:45, right? Well, with Turo, you can either just Uber to the location, or if you try to do airport delivery. Now, here's the thing about the airport delivery. In Vegas, it's illegal. Turo is illegal because they're trying to protect the rental car industry and all that, because they get taxes from the rental cars, so they want to protect that industry, right? So like I was saying, they're really trying to protect their industry. So they really don't they're trying to outlaw Turo from dropping off at the airport because it's too convenient. So because of that, you're not supposed to have the transaction there at the airport. Now they do it. Like in this case, what most of the Turo people do every time that I've rented from here, they'll fool around and leave the car in the short-term parking, which if you're coming in to Terminal 3, the parking garage is right there. You walk right across the little bridge. Car will be right there. They'll have the parking ticket in there. And you just go get in the car, they'll remote unlock it, or they'll meet you or whatever, and then you drive out, pay the little parking fee, and you're good to go. So like literally when I landed the other night, I got in, I was hella late. Flights were all delayed and stuff. So when I came in, look at them looking at the car. They're looking at me and they're looking at the car. So when I came in, let's say my flight landed at 10:15 at night, you know, and I was supposed to be in here at like 8:15. I got in at 10:15 at night, hit the dude up, say, hey, yo, I'm running late. So that's cool, the car's in parking spot, whatever, whoop-de-whoop. And I hit him up as soon as I saw the car. He unlocked it remotely, and the car key was in the trunk. I took the key and got in, and I was gone. You know, I'm talking about if I got off that plane at 10:15, I was in the car driving out the airport by 10:30. So you really can't beat that. You know, if I had fooled with Hertz or somebody, man, that would have been another hour to an hour and a half ordeal, because you got to take a shuttle to the rental car center, which is nowhere near the airport. You know, so that's the kind of stuff you have to consider if you're talking about renting a car via Turo. I've always had, I've had a couple of blemishes with Turo, but they weren't really like bad renter issues. I think I've only had one car that just kind of sucked. It was in disrepair, but I needed a whip at that time just to get from A to B. So, you know, and I let the guy know, and he was cool. But I said, yo, your car is like bad, bro. You need to take this off of there and put it in the shop. Then I think I've only had one rental where they canceled on me. Or they didn't cancel, they just didn't confirm it. And they had their stuff listed as a rent it now thing, like automatic book or whatever, instant booking. And I did it, but they didn't monitor their stuff. So those were the only two bad blemishes. And I've been using Turo for like 15 years, even before when they were called relay rides, you know. Now this car here, this was $123 per day. Okay. The only thing I didn't like about this rental, but I didn't mind it, if on some of the cars with Turo, they will charge you a $750 deposit, refundable deposit. You turn the car back in, and that $750 comes back on your card. Depending on what you're renting, I don't know if it was worth it. For this, I decided to go ahead and do it only because the guy had it enacted to where if you put your insurance information in as well, besides the Turo insurance, then they would go ahead and reduce the deposit. So my deposit was $500. So my total rental, all in, all in, I'm probably $750 in with $500 coming off. So not too bad of a deal. So recommend Turo. I like the Lexus LC500. I don't think there's room for it in my garage. I don't know, especially since I've sold the Scat Pack and the Audi by now, and I don't know when this video is going to air compared to the latest sequence in my videos. So I don't know if I've revealed what I'm replacing the cars in my own personal garage with. But I'll say this, if you haven't seen that video, if that video hasn't aired yet, I can tell you that this car was in consideration. The only reason why I did not go with this car is because I wanted something more aggressive. So that's all I'm gonna say about that, because like I said, I think this video might go up before the personal garage car buying video does. Hope you guys have enjoyed this little review of the Lexus LC500 and Turo. Appreciate you tapping into the channel. Appreciate you supporting the campaign. Got a few more videos coming up. I'm gonna chronicle every modification I do to my own personal vehicles going forward. I want you to comment below. Is this car for you? Do you hate it? Do you not like? What do you want to see on the channel? Like, subscribe, share. Tap in with us. I'm going to have some more travel-related videos coming up. I just got to get back to editing and get back in the groove of things, But appreciate it. Peace.